Welcome back to DXB Today, where we are discussing food, glorious food, and our next guest is going to be talking about an innovation which he's been working on for many years, and a passion and a love. So let's introduce him right now. He has delighted diners from across the UK with the award-winning franchise Dishum. He is now here in Dubai with his new concept. It's Chef Naved Nasir. Thank you. Good to see you.
It's great to see you. Thank you.
Such a pleasure.
So much
Good to see you again, actually.
Same here.
We had a wonderful breakfast at Khadak.
Remember?
Yes, and it was an amazing, inspirational morning for me as well. Khadak is so much more than just a restaurant. It's your passion. It's a journey. Tell us more about it.
So first of all, Khadak was really confusing for me because I had no idea there is a Khadak and there is Khadak.
Yes.
So when we came here, we realized there is something called Khadak as well we need to deal with. So it created a bit of a confusion in the beginning, but eventually there it was clear and everyone understood what it is. To answer your question, Khadak is actually a very, very famous food street in India. And we're talking about Ramadan. Actually, if you go to Mumbai, in Ramadan, there is a particular street in the old Mumbai. And that street has a weird concentration of food shops. 99% are restaurants or street food stalls, and there's 1% other things happening on that street. So Khadak is actually dedicated to that street. The name comes from that particular place in Mumbai.
I've heard of it actually, and it's like an all night thing.
Yeah.
It's there for the whole evening, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, it goes all the way to the morning, like to Sahur.
Yeah.
And you can't find a spot. Like you can't stand there and eat. It's that busy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So Khadak is coming to Taste of Dubai for the first time. We're very excited to have you.
As well.
And you were actually one of the first restaurants that we reached out to this year. So you've been making quite a buzz around town.
We're really excited.
Yeah. And can you tell us a little bit about what that means for you to be participating in Taste with Khadak as a restaurant?
So obviously, I think it's a great opportunity for us to be among some of the best brands out there. And I think for me especially, I think Taste of London, Taste of Dubai, these are the places when you could go in and actually you have your people who you would want to tell about the brand. And I think I'm very passionate about some of the dishes on the menu. And I think for me, the biggest joy is to be able to display them to a wider audience. So I think it's a great opportunity. We can't wait.
And we're so happy you brought the opportunity here to Dubai because, of course, you were part of Dishum, which was absolutely massive. What made you take the step of starting your own thing here in Dubai, of all places?
So there could be a political answer and there could be a real one. Let me tell you the real one. So I did Dishum for 13 long years of my life. And I think in a chef's life, there is a point wherein you decide to move on. And I think it was a very mutually beneficial decision as well. I think Dishum needed someone who's young and fresh. And Shamil, who co-owns Dishum, I think we had a really interesting conversation that probably it's time for me to move on. And Khadak was playing in my mind. And I think for me, it was something which I was exploring for some time. And I went back to India. We traveled for a year post Dishum and just re-energized myself with the country I was born. And I think it all just came together really beautifully after those travels. And I think Dubai was my natural choice because for me, beyond New York and London, there's only one city which works, and it's Dubai. So, yeah.
Well, we're very happy to have you here. I'm glad you chose us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Chef Naved, so far, well, I've spent the last month in India, and it was my first time really. I've been there for work very quickly.
Which city, if I may ask?
I was in Pune.
Oh, wow.
I was in Pune. I spent a long time there, and my palates were just on fire. You know, the food was incredible. Everything I tasted, my mouth was like, you know, it was like fireworks. But it's funny because what I found in India that I didn't find here is that there was such a different way of cooking, and there's different styles of cooking, very significant to the region that, you know, different parts of India. Can you tell us a little bit about your distinctive style and what we can expect in Khadak? Because I've not had the pleasure.
Oh, wow. So you have to come first of all.
Oh yeah, I will be there.
So interestingly, we were having this conversation this morning that we are very old school when it comes to the cooking style, and I think probably that was one of the objectives or the mission of Khadak, that we have forgotten few things which is part of our culture and our tradition. And with Khadak, I just want to reinvent and revive some of those traditions. Like we only use copper lagans. They're a very particular vessel which you use to cook. And you have to coat them every 3 months, and there's a process to it called tinning. But somehow, maybe I'm making it up. I don't know. There's no scientific reason. There could be one. The food tastes better. One reason could be that it's just heavy bottom. And I think the Indian cooking is by default cooking, which requires long sauteing and long frying. And I think that helps in that. So stuff like that, which has gone out of fashion. Like my mom brought a bunch of these big utensils in her dowry, which no one touched. And I went back home and I opened that big trunk and they were just lying there. And I asked myself a question that why no one is bothered about these things anymore? So it's just a revival of those old traditions, whether it's cooking style or using some of the techniques, or for that matter, ingredients which are forgotten. I think it is all about that. It's a bit of a nostalgia as well, playing in my mind, if you ask me. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
You do a wonderful job at Khadak of bringing that tradition, that culture, that nostalgia. But how do you think about, and does it challenge you to maybe bring in some modern techniques with a modern twist and things that are relevant today?
So we're not fearful. So I think we do things in a playful way, but to the point where it is relevant. And it's not stretching it too far. For me, I think the soul of the food remains intact is the goal. And once the innovation takes it away, that's where we probably draw a line and say, look, you do it to a point wherein it is interesting. And there's a rule in the kitchen that whenever we're doing food development, the taste is the primary objective. Create a tasty dish, and then we can make sure how it looks good. Right. So I think that's the basics of how we go about doing it. Like we do a very interesting dish, which is the interpretation of the very interesting, very, very common Indian snack called bhel. If you ever go to Bombay on a beach, you'll find these people selling bhel on a beachside. And it's basically puffed rice tossed around with some onions and tomatoes and green chilies and coriander, largely. But you ask any street vendor, they would tell you that they have their own version of it. So we thought, why don't we have our own version of it? So we went around and did it with a little bit of a broccoli, a little bit of pistachio, Dubai loves pistachio, a little bit of almonds in it, just some honey dressing, and I think the puffed rice came back. And the dish became such an iconic dish. It's tasty, it feels and tastes like a bhel, but it's really modern in its interpretation. So that's how we kind of go about doing the balance.
It sounds delicious. So you're doing a lot of amazing stuff at Khadak, but I want to know what excites you about the Dubai food scene overall, from what you're saying.
Oh my God!
So much.
What not? One thing is, I think. So I lived in London for 14 years, and I think we had a huge gap when Dishoom came about. There was nothing in between. There was beautiful Michelin star Indian food, and then there was this very traditional institution of curry houses. You go to Curry Lane and Brick Lane and you find these row of places, but there was nothing in between. But here, Dubai is not like that. To be honest with you, Dubai, you could have any amount of money in your pocket and you can have a fantastic Indian meal. And that's the learning for me last one. I'm enjoying it, thoroughly enjoying it. It brings in a lot of pressure and competition.
I'm sure.
But so be it. I think we are geared up for that. And I think happy to deal with that.
And we've really enjoyed having you on the show, Chef Naved. Thank you so much for being here.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Before we say our final goodbyes to both of you, though, we are going to put Maddie on the spot a little bit with DXB in 60. Quick fire questions with Grant.
Yes, Maddie, I'm not sure if you know about this, but it's quick fire questions for you.
Okay.
And I don't think you'll get the answers wrong. Are you ready?
Yes.
60 seconds on the clock in 3, 2, 1. Music festival or food festival? Which one gets your adrenaline pumping?
Food festival.
One marketing myth you wish would disappear?
More money equals better results.
Your favorite restaurant in Dubai?
I have 16 favorite restaurants in Dubai.
Go all through all of them. No, I'm joking.
Khadak.
Khadak? Okay, smart one. In-person events, irreplaceable or could go fully virtual?
Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable, agree. One audience trend you're watching closely right now?
An audience trend I'm watching closely right now. The new thing on TikTok, but I forget how to describe it.
TikTok Live? Oh, trends.
Creativity or data, which wins when planning a big event?
It has to be both.
I love that.
Marriage of both.
One tip for anyone breaking into live events today?
Be true to yourself.
5 seconds. What excites you more, the build-up or opening night?
Build up.
Amazing. One thing audiences never realize goes into a great event?
The team behind it. It doesn't just pop up. It is months and months of hard work and dedication, and it takes everybody to pull it off. So,
Well,
Super.
amazing. Well, that was the last one, but I think the last question has to be, why Dubai for you?
why Dubai? It is just, as we said before, an absolute melting pot of cultures, and there's nothing like it. And I think that that's why Taste of Dubai is so special, is that you have our beautiful Dubai and the real community of Dubai with global chefs coming in and integrating themselves into that community. And then everyone just has a weekend together, and there's no one on the spotlight, nobody's watching anyone. We're just together and learning from each other and having a great time.
A big melting pot of people, just lovely
joke.
cooking with the spice. Someone had to do it, right?
I'm glad you went for it.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Maddie. It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure, and we'll see you at Taste for sure.
We'll see you this
Chef.
weekend.
Good to see you again,
Good to see you.
and 100% we'll see you at Taste and at Khadak as well.